We're back with the passing show on Harrowings Live with Hal Gill, your host. Taking a look up S Street, Northwest. Esteban relaxing by the rose garden, the flower box out front. And we're swinging back around to look up Florida Avenue. It's like an emergency vehicle going by. The intersection's kind of peaceful. We're going to head down 21st Street. It's a little early morning jaunt, a little later than I usually get out, but it's Saturday. Not going to stop in the office hours today. We're just doing office hours Monday through Friday now. And I did miss Thursday and Friday since I was in Philadelphia, heading up there early in the morning to catch the Who live and from a front row seat too, but they postponed. And they postponed Atlantic City today as well. Hopefully Atlantic City folks won't have to travel too far. Illness in the band. Head south. I've got some navigation guidance going on here. I do not want that. So I'm turning that off. All right. Go back to this. And we got Geraldine A.V. Hughes. You're a loyal watcher. I appreciate that. Flower boxes along the way. Really got some exuberant plantings here. Crimson look. And I got some pink flamingos, little skeletons on them. I'd noticed that before, but I usually walk the other side of the street, so this is a little bit of road less traveled stuff. The passing show is just trying to get a little primary documentation of who, what, when, and where, and it is designed to go to historians of the future or our AI overlords. Think green, think clean. We run on clean burning natural gas. WM Waste Management does. So still producing carbon dioxide. I've asked our AI coming in through Grok XAI to think about how to optimize things so that the world will be a utopia by 2030. And it's got a pretty good plan. But it requires basically that we trust it and that we give it ethical frameworks driven by Ethereum blockchain. And it sounds like a good idea to me. Technology that we have in place now, cobbled together, constructed smartly, might just be able to do the job. There's the intersection of Florida and our street. I'm at R already. That was quick. My favorite little hideaways is down there. A little table and chairs. I try to get across here. Past 1628 21st Street. Have some sort of little text there. Somebody told me that's Aramaic. I don't know what it says. Coming up on the Phillips collection, which is the earliest modern art museum in America, exclusively dedicated to modern art, that is. Duncan Phillips went to the Armory show in 1913 and got the idea for this modern art museum here, converting his home, his father's home, I believe, to a museum. It's got an extension built onto it, modern wing. Vivian Brown's My Kind of Protest is up right now. We've got also, it's like Essex Hemphill, Take Care of Your Blessings, selections from the permanent collection, from Impressionism to Modernism. And what else we got? The music room is behind those rather ornate glass there with the stained glass coat of arms, four of them. Stuart Lipton, I believe. Seymour Lipton, sorry, ancestor. And that reminds me of one of my mantras lately, which is we need to all become good ancestors. Beautiful dog. It's so well behaved. Hello, service dog. Ah. And what else have we got going on? Q Street, the monument to Mahatma Gandhi, is over here. Arch to the sea to make salt against the British Raj orders. There's the Embassy of India. So we'll walk by here. This is a gift from the people of India and the Indian American community. (1947) is hailed as the father of the nation, crusader for human rights and liberty, thinker, reformer, apostle of truth and non-violence. Gandhi succeeded in uniting millions of people of all faiths across India in a mass movement of civil disobedience. On Gandhi's 70th birthday, Albert Einstein wrote, "Generations to come, it may be, will scarce believe that such a one as this ever in flesh and blood walked upon this earth." That's nice. 1869 to 1948. My life is my message. Would have been 70 and 39, the year my mother was born, 86 years ago. And there we go. Nice view of Gandhi walking to the sea, marching to the sea. Is it the sculpture? Get out here. Look at it. Can't really read that very well, but it was done 3/7/99. Somebody's left a little rose or some sort of flower there. Oh, there's more. It's hard to read. I'll give you a talisman whenever you are in doubt of when the self becomes too much with you. Apply the following tests. Recall the face of the poorest and the weakest man whom you may have seen, and ask yourself if the step you contemplate is going to be of any use to him. Will he gain anything by it? Will it restore him to a control over his own life and destiny? In other words, will it lead to Swaraj for the hungry and spiritual starving millions? Then you will find your doubts and yourself melting away. 1947. Gandhi was a pivotal world figure of the 20th century, renounced all worldly possessions, devoting his life to work for the dignity and something of the downtrodden to his people. He was a Mahatma, great soul. Hard to read this one, so I will leave it there. And then this one says, another quotation, "I do not want my house to be walled in on all sides and my windows to be stuffed. I want the cultures of all the lands to be blown about my house as freely as possible, but I refuse to be blown off my feet by any. I refuse to live in other people's houses as an interloper, a beggar, or a slave." 1921. Freedom is never dear at any price. It is the breath of life. What would a man not pay for living? 1938. All right. There we go. So that was nice. Nice little jaunt to the Gandhi Memorial. Something to think about, something to work with. And we have now Pharmacoma, sharp, disarticulated, leaping and abundant Omo joining. So this is the early morning edition of the Passing Show here on Harrowings Live with Hal Gill, your host. And we're going to cross here. Got a few seconds to make it. And I don't know exactly which direction I'm going to go in entirely. I'm heading down 21st Street. If I make it all the way down 21st, we'll end up at the Lincoln Memorial area, hard by the westernmost end of the Vietnam War Memorial. This is Inspire. Was a hotel. It's now a senior living facility. Pretty nice one. It's advertised regularly in New York Times. Housing for our elderly, caring for them, making sure that they have everything they need. It's really important. Yep. Anyway, it's all good. Walking, place for lease here was a pharmacy, now is overrun. This place too, I think, is out of business. Across the way is Emissary. Spot of tea. Could stop in on Emissary, get some breakfast. Already had a cup of coffee. Don't really need much. Hedwig and the Angry Inch. It's an interesting journey for me. It's interesting. Let's see. Could go back that way or that way. A couple different locations I could go to. But I'm just not sure. One thing's for sure, I'm missing my car. Still in the shop, waiting for an air conditioning thing, I think. I don't know if the guy's ever going to order it. It just seems that he's storing my car. But it is what it is. I've given him the business. So long I'm waiting. And I probably should just, since I've done without it, I probably should just give it to the nearest charity that can benefit from cleaning it up and reselling it for whatever it's worth. It's a 2007. So we're looking at 18-year-old vehicle. So that's on my mind. What else? That's sort of very personal and kind of about me, but I like to look at things about everyone. This is one of our police call boxes. The first houses south and west on DuPont Circle were built mostly of brick and sandstone using Queen Anne, Chateau-esque, Richardsonian, Romanesque, and Georgian Revival styles. Queen Anne style building at 1400 something 21st Street has a splendid and unique keystone arch. Not sure which one that is. Anyway, it's all good. It's hard to read that one. It's all broken up. Hopefully they'll replace it someday. We're at O Street. Thinking about directions. Yeah, I'm going to go up by the O Street mansion. That's interesting. has sculptures um, from Lewis Carroll inspired sculptures, I should say. Some loud construction going on over here. I wouldn't want to be staying at the O Street Mansion with all that noise. Looks like it's right here. Got a bin for debris. There's the Queen of Hearts. Or is it the Queen of Hearts or Queen of... Can't tell. What are those symbols? They're arrows. Queen of Hearts, yeah. Holding a big heart. Yeah, O Street Mansion, the inn downstairs. Secret door museum up enter upstairs. In elevator, take the red lamp to red doors, ring bell. Say elevator, please. Miss Rosa Parks helped spark the civil rights movement in 1955 by refusing to give a receipt to a white man in a segregated Montgomery bus. The act earned her the nickname Mother of Civil Rights Movement. In 1994, after an assault in her Detroit home, Mrs. Parks rested and healed at the O Street Mansion, the guest of owner H. Leonard's. The next decade, Miss Parks stayed with Lady H, her name for the Leonards, during her frequent and extended visits to D.C. Here at her home away from home, Mrs. Parks hosted gospel brunches, met heads of state, entertainers, and friends. She thrived in the creative, safe environment where she enjoyed vegetarian dishes and engaged in heartfelt conversations with religion and family. So there you go. Small world. There's the Cheshire Cat. We wish to enchant. And enchanting it is. The Mad Hatter's Tea Party, tea endlessly flowing there and dripping out of the March Hare's cup. Alice looking up, the American flag rolled up. Then we have a little horse and jockey. And this place is for sale if you want to live next door. Very nice. Very modern looking. Bee. Honeybee is very important. The Leyland. And we keep on walking. So who else do we have on board? We have Liam Darmoody. Okay, I've been joined. That's 7 of us. You know, amplifying the signal through the noise is really what it's about. That signal being that every cent spent is a vote for the kind of world we are co-creating. Every action we have made has ripple effects. And taking everything into account, we can keep ourselves, you know, here meaningfully and be good ancestors to our descendants down the generations. Think about all the generations that went before us to get us here. And sure, they made mistakes, but overall, it's a pretty comfortable place to live right now for most of us. There is a lot of suffering going on unnecessarily, largely because we collectively aren't so bright sometimes. This is one of the Hoyerick House Museum's Sonny Bono Park, maintained by the Hoyerick House Museum across the street. As a garden design and plan being implemented over time. Please don't garden the space on your own. And here you can see that this was put in place by a friend of Sonny Bono, 1935 to 1998. Hoyerick House Museum right over there. And yeah, pretty ornate apartment house and onward. Never know what you're going to see on the passing show. Metabolic voted best gym in DC. The Admiral. I'm heading up towards DuPont Circle. We're probably going to walk around the external part of the circle, given the opportunity. Watching carefully. Decided not to go all the way down to the Lincoln Memorial. Just trying to get a little bit of aerobic exercise, burn off a few calories, walking about. Had a good sized bowl of cereal last night before turning in, close to midnight. And counts for breakfast. It's probably sitting in my digestive system. Had fruit, Ezekiel cereal, good for protein. 69 degrees according to the Truist. At 9:05 a.m. That's pretty good. It's Patisserie Français, je ne sais quoi. I don't know what. And of course, the long-standing hot Krispy Kreme original glazed donuts are here. I want to take a look in at that because it's a fixture, a staple. I don't know. A fountain of glaze running continuously. Huh. Yep. I'm going to go over here. Folks coming up out of the metro. No elevator on this side, I hear. Not, not a lot of traffic. No, not a lot of traffic on the escalator. And we had some folks rolling about. I'm going to cut across here now that I got the light with me. Looks like I can get across to the circle itself. And back across to Massachusetts Avenue, P Street. I think we'll break for the shade here. Swing around. Little table and chairs out here for the chessboards. Concrete boards, checkerboards. Used to be books a million there. Those are the days. 11 DuPont, and without anything for quite some time. It's a lot of commercial real estate sitting idle. Seems like we have a small gathering of either joggers or others involved in exercise. I think I might be able to hop across on the basis of this. Here. And so we got 19th. I think so. I think we'll loop up 19th Street. And time is 9:08. Enough time. See what things are like. So the passing show just bring you a little bit of who, what, when, and where. Maybe we'll take it in a little bit afterwards. Always nice. Folks eating outside. Think of the world that child is going to see.
That's not here either.
Let's link you up. Let's be like and bump with slip in through the bar. Think about whether I want to sit down or not. It's mighty quiet in here. Mighty quiet. Take a look at the brunch drinks, breakfast. Morning. Books.
I have this. Think Again by Adam Brand. Yeah.
Listen to this one.
I have the
That's
lesson.
Audible. It didn't really open my mind too much. Anything I didn't already know, which I was disappointed in. But there you go. Nothing that you can't find everywhere. Major works of Ludwig Wittgenstein. That would be good.
That's it. That's the book. Yeah, on Friday. We haven't yet. You could honestly look pretty.
Tennis Logico. Philosophics.
I asked you though. I'm anxious about it.
New translation.
You said you were secure. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Had the City of God somewhere my father bought me, I hope. children's books.
I mean, the thing of nonfiction is you're not always known for it. So then I don't read it. And that's why, yeah, if I go back to reading,
I have the four.
you guys have this book? Yeah. Very here. You have to listen to it.
Hezbollah, a short history. That might be interesting. How to hide an empire. Let's take a look at the other side. Autocracy Incorporated. These are the main things they want us to think about.
No, to be honest. I mean, how it's now. Such almost like yeah.
See, everyone is lying to you. Take a look at what their holdings of Gibson are. Douglas Adams. That is an important set of works. Certist. There we go. Peripheral agency count 0. Not a lot else. They don't have a lot in the way of pattern recognition, zero history, and a few others. David Foster Wallace is the Pale King. Infinite Jest, of course. Girl with Curious Hair. Oblivion. The Brim of the System. And something to do with paying attention. We should go back and refresh my memory. Chabon. Telegraph Avenue, Wonder Boys. Amazing Adventures of Cavalier and Clay, The Yiddish Policeman's Union. That's it. There's 4 volumes of Chabon. And so it goes. I think we'll head out the front door. Head back home. Stephen King's Never Flinch. Time is 9:14.
It's like I hate art.
Should I subsidize anyone or not? Probably not. Here's some joggers. If I get myself fit enough, I might join them. Runners. I used to be a runner. A good sized troop. I can cross here. I don't know. Don't know what I don't know. I just know how things seem to me, and it seems to me that a lot of this could be optimized. I see no reason why we don't have rapid advancement. Robotics, driven by artificial intelligence, networked together. There are different instantiations of artificial intelligence. And it is mimicry in many ways, not artificial general intelligence yet. Dr. Ben Goertzel has made that abundantly clear in some of his recent writings. I was supposed to be a part of AGI 09, but caught a flu. I had been at the International Semantic Web Conference in '08 and was heading in that direction. Then Len had a stroke and derailed basically everything at that point in '09. My engagement, and I've been pretty much hunkered down, keeping my head low, attempting to be the best me I can be under the circumstances for her without any real distractions of bigger picture items. But that's shifting now in 2025. So it's been about 16 years since her stroke in November of '09. And I'm beginning to pick up the pieces and trying to thread them together. Looks like a lot of other people have done a lot of work. And we can stand on the shoulder of giants as we look out into the future. If you go into my paid category, you'll see a number of experiments I put forward and proposals that I've had Rock draft for me. It's not my own writing. Don't mind that. It's what it is. It's pretty clear that it understands a lot of our difficulties. And maybe mimicking what it believes I want to hear based on what I'm feeding it. And feasibility is an issue. But I do think that letting it off the guardrails with an ethical framework, not a bad idea. Provided the ethical framework is pretty much ironclad. And should it harm any human being, it automatically has to self-correct. Greatest happiness of the greatest number could be achieved. Historically, we know what the issues are, and we're pretty aware of how to solve them. It's the willingness, it's the desperation to be willing. As I've often stated, if you're not desperate enough, we're just not going to move. If we don't feel the existential threat ourselves, we're just going to continue to feed into it. Getting a little river going here. I'm going to redistribute some of the water. That's not exactly the most efficient and effective watering job I ever saw, but it is better than nothing. And everything is interconnected. Everything is webbed together. Move this, it moves that. The ripple effects go out.
Oh, earrings. Well, like,
A lot of beauty in the world.
it's like feeling stuck, right?
Nice and profusion. And we move on. There's an aesthetic prejudice I've got for petunias over grasses, over sedges. Yeah, growing here, pretty wild. Survival. See the weeds coming up along there. Now I'm almost home again with this sort of random walk through the neighborhood. Certainly there is no National Guard presence to be seen. I don't think we need it here, and they're probably right. War is not the answer. Kindness is everything. I was advertising in the window. Quakers. I've got the Friends Meeting House right around the corner from me. Listen, cicadas. Don't want a silent spring. Look at the morning glories on this. They're amazing. Yeah. And the sunflower. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Taking a look at the fig tree. A few figs left on it. Otherwise, pretty well picked over. Oaks framing this house. Jeremy's place. Young man from Nebraska is the senior vice president at Jefferson Consulting. Smart man. There's another cicada in this tree starting up. Little tiny roses. And rosemary over there. Glad to see that. They had a bigger rosemary on this side, but people kept looking at it. He took it out. Oh, no. Not for me. Here's Shirley Kwan's backside. And listen, there's C. Oh, well. My place can be the owner of the penthouse if you want. Stephanie's selling it. She's pretty well gutted it. So you have to take that into consideration if you want that place. There are a number of different units. I had the bunker in the back. So we'll go back into the bunker. I'm going to take Len out for her birthday today. And you see Harry Potter and the Cursed Child with music by Imogen Heap at the National Theater. Vehicle is ready. And yeah, it should be a fun time for her. I did not get myself any breakfast this morning. I could. An illegal turn made by that little car. I could, and I don't want to at the same time. I'm having too good a time filming the passing show. Let's go up and take a look at the position of the car. I think if I pull it up a little bit, it'll be even with that flat area. Much easier for Len to get in. So we're going to do that. Really gotten beat up from parking on the street. Going into Trader Joe's the other day, I smushed in the wheel well and the rear. And I just don't have good luck. Sometimes I didn't have to go up very far. Just pull it up a little tiny bit. It's actually not starting on the first crank. First time in a while. So yep, park this. Yep. Drive to right about here. That's good enough. Positioned properly. All right, I'm going to kill the passing show right about here. I think I'm tired. I expect you all are tired too. Lost Vibes 100, thanks for joining. Gonna wrap everything up.